Hello and welcome back to some arena games, actually from a practice series between Edie and MbL playing in the Tia Horrible account. The games were played in January and it's the time when they both were playing Master Arena 3 pretty far advanced in the brackets, so I guess they decided just play a little bit, practice a little bit, see how it's going. And MbL already complaining with Turks against Mayans, so probably not easy to do. Mayans are expected to win. Edie saying my Mayans suck lately. I don't know if that was true. Let's see how he's going to do here. I feel like I've casted these games before. I've at least seen them before because I checked. All games were like familiar to me somehow. So tell me fast if I'm double casting here. Actually, but I did check my files. I did check my YouTube. I didn't find them, so I guess I didn't cast them yet. They were also on my to-do list where I keep track of the games I want to cast or can cast. Let's see if you've seen this game before and if that's actually on my YouTube or somewhere. So tell me, I want to know. Otherwise, let's go for the maps here and start with, let's go 75 for now. We're gonna go fast. It's actually not going too fast, that's okay. Edie playing as the Mayans, two boars inside, which is always nice. As the Mayans, it's not really a big thing if they're outside. I'm assuming that this is Eddie's second gold and two extra golds also on this right hand side. Also two relics here. This one a bit closer to Eddie. This one rather in the middle, and we see already a relic closer to MbL here actually. Then we have a main gold for Edie, pretty safe in the back actually, and a second stone safe in the back, so he will be able to get a castle up, no problem whatsoever. Got 3, maybe 4 deer inside. It's 4 deer inside his base, very awesome for him. Even the main stone safe inside his base. This is a very good map for Edie. Third gold outside, not really the big problem. Mayans, the main gold will last for quite a long time. Edie doing actually a lumber camp really close to this gold. Maybe wants to fit a TC here later on, that's possible. Maybe go with the TC from the other side. It doesn't really make a big difference here. And Eddie's map so far, pretty much like it. It's easy to wall if he's being rushed. Of course, the Turks and fast Imperial Age not easy to defend, but let's see how Eddie's going to do. And the plumed archers are actually expected to be stronger. 83 villagers on stone. Let's see what MbL is actually doing. He's got 2 villagers in stone, which is interesting for us to see. It looks like Janissaries are on today's Castle Age menu. We have the main gold for MbL, safe in the back, awesome. Second gold safe, second stone safe, also very good. Third gold really close to his map. 1 relic literally inside his gate, this relic very close. And the main stone for, but that's not really a problem here. He's going to be able to get a castle up, no problem. Market Blacksmith's coming up, Edie clicking up first. Being on 29 population, MbL clicking up on 30. That's all pretty standard here, I would say. And MbL, of course, doing a lot of farms. He wants to get those Janissaries going. What else do we have on the map? We have an extra stone on the left hand side and another relic. So we've seen one a little bit closer to one relic closer to Edie. There is 1 and 2 like in the neutral zone, and there is 1 close to MbL and 1. Yeah, this relic. I don't know if Edie could get it while the gate is closed. Actually, it's possible. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but sometimes you can go through a relic from one side, not from the other. But when the gate is closed, I guess MbL should be able to get this relic if he wants to. Castle coming up for him. I'm assuming castle coming up from Edie after getting TCs, and there we go, putting a TC right where the lumber camp was before. So getting gold from 2 sides. And do we see a castle? No, castle coming up from Edie. A little bit of first fighting. Edie losing his Eagle Warrior. We can see not most of the map, but some of the map. We can see the castle, so you know what he has to expect here. And MbL's got a little bit more. He could go for the relics if he wanted to. Assume we're going to see Janissaries moving forward already. Wheelbarrow coming in for MbL. And Edie doing 3 TCs as expected. And with the castle on the front, getting a few plumed archers out. Not sure how many. Let me check. That's 6 already. Getting more. Assuming no fletching. Oh, fletching is done. Probably necessary against the Janissaries, and he knows what he is up against. Edie trying to secure a few relics. First fights. Eddie losing 1 plumed archer. MbL outnumbering him right now. Eddie cannot take this fight without getting more plumed archers out first. He's got +5, 6, 5, 11, +2 queued up. So he's gonna get a few more. Of course, plumed archers a lot cheaper actually. And Edie is using those plumed archers to scout the map, while MbL getting a siege workshop kind of semi-forward. Also MbL clicking up to Imperial Age, expected really for the Turks player to go up pretty fast. And I'm assuming he's only on 1 TC, didn't build any more TCs, he's on 40 villagers, actually quite a good number. I've seen a lot of fast Imperial Age with 37, 38, 40 might be a little bit better. And of course now villagers coming forward, a castle coming up. And Edie in the meantime with a lot of plumed archers, that's 23 military units, I guess that's all plumed archers. Does he even have a monastery? I don't think so. Not going for the relics. Neither is MbL actually, and they're just fighting. Relics not really the point here. Monastery is up for MbL, that's for sure, and up to Imperial Age, but losing all the villagers here. Edie with a nice job, but he missed one, and this one villager is gonna finish this castle. Wow, that's impressive. MbL managed to get the castle up. That's actually not good for Edie. He did such a nice job here with the little fight. Of course, he lost a few plumed archers, but he's killed like, what do we have here? 37 villagers for MbL, so I guess he killed like 4 or 5 of them. And there's the bomber cannon, there's the trebuchet coming out, so this castle for Edie might go down really fast now. And Edie resources looking okay-ish. He could click up to Imperial Age relatively soon. He's got a second castle in the back. And we have 94 villagers for Edie. So if he's surviving this first, like, pretty strong push here, actually, he should be fine and should get enough units out, but you never know. And of course, MbL will take his time if he needs it to reboom. Castle is down as expected, and those Genesis are going through walls like really easily. And the mangonels, it's going even faster. Trebuchets are going to move into the base probably, and then try to trap those or destroy those TCs. Now, Janissaries against Plumed Archers +2 was done by Edie quite some time ago. Edie doing the Imperial Age upgrade. He's got a TC on the left-hand side. Yeah, that's the Imperial Age TC. I think he should be fine with that. Siege Workshop is going to go down really fast as well. Heavy Plow coming in for MbL. Does he have more TCs right now? Not happening. And MbL instead doing a Siege Workshop forward. Edie doing another siege workshop. He's got 2 rams, a mangonel here, a few plumed archers. Edie actually on 44 military units, that's a lot, and 100 military units as well. Resources for him looking okay-ish, but he only got his main gold. That's something we have to keep an eye on. And Edie is using a lot of gold right now. He needs this gold to get plumed archers and siege out. Wonder if he's actually gonna switch to something else, but Eagle Warriors right now not a good solution, I guess. Except for maybe sniping those bombard cannons and mangonels. Imperial Age is there. What is Edie going to do? What do we see? MbL resources is using everything he has. It's fine for him. Plumed Archer is actually walking out, but Edie losing a few of them. Edie now doing Bracer. This TC will go down as well. Gonna go a little bit slower right now. A lot of Plumed Archers and Elite Plumed Archer upgrade from Edie already. Where is his castles? He's got another castle pretty far in the back to make sure that he can get this Elite Plumed Archer upgrade. Next TC is going down. A lot of idle villages for Edie. But as soon as the Elite Plumed Archer is coming in, I think Edie's gonna try and fight back and try to micro against those. Wow, that's 5 bombard cannons already. 2 mangonels in the mix and a lot of Janissaries, 38 military units for MbL. But now Edie is going, and let's see how is he going to do it. Moving back a little bit, trying to dodge those shots. Of course, MbL can see this, and he's gonna go back as well. Nice split here. Edie at the meantime losing more buildings, but doesn't really care. Right now, he just needs to get rid of. Ouch, that's 6 bomber cannons and 2 mangonels. Edie for now doing a good job, trying to get a few splits. He's destroyed 3 or 4 bomber cannons, maybe 5. No, that's 4 bomber cannons down, 2 mangonels down. An impressive micro here from Edie. Very good job here. Problem is, MbL still got a lot of Janissaries, but only 2 bombard cannons left. The 2 trebuchets are still there, but very nice job here from Edie. That was an impressive micro. Probably didn't do anything else in the meantime, but micro those plumed archers. And the siege workshop might not even go up, but Edie is getting more plumed archers out, creating elite plumed archers as far as he can, as fast as he can. And now trying to snipe a few of those Janissaries. Of course, the plumed archers shooting a lot faster. Next bombard cannon will go down. There we go. Only 1 plus 2, now 3 left. Now it's 2. The trebuchet is just standing there doing nothing. And Edie really microing his ass off. Look at this. Next bombard cannon will go down. Ooh, that's 7 HP. Now it's down, and there's only 1 left. Do we see? Yeah, Edie losing a lot of plumed archers, of course, but 30 military units for both players. Edie advanced to the left-hand side, getting another castle, building a town center on his second gold, something that he can do right now. MbL's spotting this at this point. Of course, Edie putting the villagers back, actually cancelling the TC, probably a smart thing to do. And the main gold for Edie, ooh, that's not good, that's like 600 gold left. So, sorry about that. Edie needs the gold now, and while he has 900 gold in the bank, it's not gonna last for too long. MbL actually looking good at this point, 70 villagers, of course he is behind in score, he lost so many expensive units here, actually going back, but seems to be fine. Edie going around the plumed archers, trying to find a few villagers, he's not gonna find any of them. He's taking the extra stone, and we do see 1 TC, 2 TC, 3 TCs now for MbL, so he's rebooming. At the same time, that's kind of ironic. You have a trebuchet inside your enemy space, and you're shooting at a castle or a siege workshop that is outside of your enemy space. Edie actually could just destroy this trebuchet right now. He's doing that at this point. 4 bombard cannons again on the field for MbL, and the plumed archer is not being microed at this point, so Edie's gonna lose a few of them. Of course, he split them up in a really nice like circle here, so now he's starting to micro again. Should probably snipe this trebuchet now, but he cannot, he has to go back. MbL doing artillery, that's a very important upgrade. You're gonna see 14, that's already done, 14 range on the bombard cannons, and I would love to see bombard towers now, that would be so nice. MbL losing all his resources, very low right now, 77 villagers, he's probably spending a lot of food on builds as well. 80 resources, a little bit better, he could get a second castle, doing chemistry right now, and I think MbL is preparing to switch to hussars. There we go, first hussars being produced, that's why it's very low on food, and the gold of course going into siege. Edie losing all his forward on the left hand side, losing the castle, losing a lot of villages actually, and has to go back here. Probably wants to make sure that MbL is not going to find this stone here. Didn't want view log. Can you see it? He's going to find it probably. Yeah, there we go. So Eddie's going to lose the stone as well. Cannot take gold right now. And of course Edie is going on the right hand side to get more gold in. A little bit, not really ceasefire, but the fights have turned a different position, and you can see all those 3 golds on the right hand side. MbL, he spotted them, but he cannot really, it's not in his active line of sight here. Oh, and Edie going around from behind, trying to snipe more bombard cannons. He's losing a lot of plumed archers. Ah, beautiful, the siege ram train. Now MbL is in trouble, because this castle will go down for sure, the siege workshop will go down. And destroying siege rams with only a few bombard cannons, not too easy. 1 castle gone, and Edie with a very nice score lead here. He managed to get siege ram. I didn't even pay attention to that, but it's beautiful to see. And now with the siege rams on the way, Edie is going to be able to micro a lot easier against those bombard cannons. The plumed archers. Janissary is actually being microed from MbL, it seems, but still a lot of bombard cannons going down. Edie losing a few too many plumed archers for my taste. Got rid of the siege workshop, and whoa, MbL looking good at this point. Better than I expected after this huge siege ram train. He's destroyed a lot of them already. A lot, that's like 3, 4 for probably. A few more going down, and Edie on 35 military units, only getting his numbers for elite plumed archers up again. Main gold of course is gone, the stone is gone, and Eddie's taking a lot of gold on the right hand side. He's again gonna try and go for the gold on the left, I guess. And MbL now 91 villagers, he's gonna be able to spam hussars probably. He probably has a lot of farms, but still keeping an eye on this fight here. Siege ram going down, still a lot of siege rams on the field, and Eddie's gonna try and get those Janissaries down, while MbL now very low on military units. Edie resources looking good. MbL, wow, that's really not good for him. He's queuing a few hussars, actually a lot of them, but he's low on gold as well. His main gold probably ran out a long time ago. Second gold is gone, he's on his 3rd gold. And we know that Turks without gold, it's really hard to fight, regardless of the map. And siege workshop coming up for Edie on the left hand side, castle being put up by MbL to like counter this, to defend this left hand side of his arena. And now Edie with the huge score lead. I don't know if MbL can actually fight back. He needs a few more villages, he probably needs more farms, and of course he needs to secure this gold, something that he's able to do for now. but Edie should be able to spot this weak spot here. He's got 2 siege works on the right hand side. He's controlling all the golds that's left on the map, except for MbL's gold here. And MbL with a few hussars trying to snipe those plumed archers, actually doing a good job. Those hussars are fully upgraded for defensive purposes, missing a few attack upgrades. Iron casting coming in right now, and we see another castle and 2 stables coming up for MbL here. Edie might need to switch into halberdiers if this game is going any longer, but I think he should be able to do so if he really needs it. Resources allow him to do it. And Edie for now looking really good, is controlling the map, he's taking relatively good fights I think, and KD actually in favor of MbL, that's interesting. But Edie a lot better, of course. He's got the cheaper units with the plumed archers, and he's destroyed a lot of expensive units. Think of the bombard cannons. Double walls for MbL, but against the siege ram train, that's 6+3 already. 3 siege workshops on the way. Now barracks coming up, and we're gonna see the helps for sure. Edie in a very, very commanding position right now, sending more siege rams. Probably gonna try and get rid of this castle, but it's not too easy. MbL is gonna defend it with his life. Walling behind this. Does he have any military units here? He's got a lot of farms up inside his base, but all military is between those 2 castles guarding the gold. And Edie already sniping a few single villagers. He's gonna be able to get in if MbL is not fighting this back, and he's only now sending the hussars. The siege ram is actually moving in here. Now there's a hole, and Edie could go into the woodline or into the farmland, but the hussars are here in time. At the same time, Edie probably preparing the big push here on the front. Sending 2 single siege rams, not really a problem for MbL. And we actually do see elite eagle warriors. That's something I did not expect, but Edie got a lot of gold in the bank, so it actually makes sense. He's controlling a lot of gold that he can mine still, and Mayans having the longer lasting gold. That's really helping him. Losing the siege rams right now versus the plumed archers. They're actually almost all gone. And do we see Edie does not have a monastery? How many relics does? Oh, that's helping MbL a lot. 4 relics in the bank. It's very nice for him. That's where he's getting his gold from, but he needs a lot more. Sadly, with the Turks. Siege rams now on the castle, and the castle is gonna go down if MbL is not sending more units. But Edie even placing plumed archers between those 2 castles. Now MbL is starting to repair. He bought 100 stone. It's not gonna last for too long, and I think this castle might go down. Yeah, there we go. And MbL not looking good at this point. Edie did a good job. Of course, Turks, it's not easy to fight against Mayans here. MbL is not gonna give up too easy, but Edie is preparing the elite eagle warriors. Where do we have them? He's got 2, 3, 4, that's 10, 11 at least, what I saw. And he's queuing more of them. He's still got a lot of gold. He's got 50 military units against only 25 for MbL. And I think once Edie is inside the eco of MbL with the eagle warriors, or taking fight with all its army, then MbL might need to resign actually, because then it's really hopeless. Nice shots here with the bombard cannons from 14 range from far distance. Edie not paying attention here, losing a lot of plumed archers. Now he's seen this, putting them away. But he's still controlling, kind of controlling this left hand side. He's controlling everything right now. And MbL fighting for his life. Actually pretty good game. I guess it doesn't go any faster, or not really. Now the first elite eagle warriors are out for Edie. And plate mail armor conscription coming in. Edie with a good number still, got 133 villagers, so he's almost pop locked. MbL on 160 almost. It's not a bad number, but it's not good enough, and he needs to get his numbers up. And resources for MbL actually looking quite decent. Needs a few more houses somewhere. He's not really building them right now. Oh, he's building them on the right hand side. And he needs more army, and being housed at this point in the game can cost you the game actually. I've seen it before. It's terrible. You have like 2k, 3k resources, but you pop locked and your opponent is destroying all your buildings. Now big fight here coming up with the hussars against the elite eagle warriors, against the plumed archers, siege rams in between, and actually the fight looking okayish for MbL. He's losing non-gold units and he's killing a lot of gold units here. The elite eagle warriors going down, and MbL might be able to take and win this fight. Look at this, that's amazing. Bombard cannons from behind, of course, are helping a lot. Now Edie is pulling his plumed archers back. Very, very good fight for MbL, and he might be able to defend for a little bit longer. I hope he actually is going to be able to defend for quite some time still. He's got 106. Oh, both 116 villagers, exactly the same number. Guess Edie killed a few of them. Yeah, those are not really working effectively. And he's going to build a few more for barracks, but he's not going to mind losing a few villagers. He still will need this gold. Nice castle here for Edie, but MbL now starting the raidings because yeah, Edie's map is so open. It's more or less that's not a wall. That's like a cheese, like a Swiss cheese. A lot of holes and a few raidings starting, not too many. Trying to get control of the middle two siege workshops here for MbL. At the same time, he's fighting on the right hand side, and I think Edie needs to go for helps already. MbL has not too many units that can counter helps. He's got a few Janissaries and hand cannoneers on the field, but still, that's not too good for Edie. Not going for the counter here for the obvious. And Edie right now resources getting lower. Villagers only 97 at this point. And MbL, I think with the fight here on this left hand side, he started this comeback. Elite Eagle Warrior probably not the right idea here for Edie. And Edie still got more military units, but only 90 villagers. The raidings are working on the right hand side of the gold, as Edie did not protect this gold well enough. And a lot of hussars being produced. They are fast and they are strong enough to compete with Elite Eagle Warriors cost effectively. Of course, Elite Eagle Warriors being really expensive. And Edie now very low on gold, is doing iron casting, but he cannot get too many more plumed archers, as he does not have any relics, and he hardly does have any gold income right now. That's a big problem for him. While MbL, he's got 4 relics in the bank, he's getting a lot of gold in, and Edie is still mining stone, might need to sell it. But he needs trash, and Edie does not have any trash units whatsoever. That's a big problem for him. Looks like MbL is actually going to take this game. Edie missed the point where he needed to switch into trash. I was expecting Halberdiers, he went Elite Eagle Warriors. Maybe was too sure of winning this game. And look at this, that's beautiful. The Hussars moving right in the plumed archers. They're going to kill quite a good amount of them. 76 military units for MbL. Edie is probably going to bite his own ass and say, damn it, what happened? Why am I losing right now? Bombard cannons now on the field again. Hand cannoneers being produced. Of course, without castles, without too many castles, Janissary production doesn't make sense. Hand cannoneer is quite strong. And MbL now wants to stop taking this fight, losing too many units, but he still did a lot of damage. Actually, he's going to be able to kill more villagers. Edie got 1 relic inside right now, but he's not going to find any more. That's not enough. Even for Mayans, where you don't need too much resources, too much eco, it's not looking good. And Edie really low on resources. MbL on the other hand, 3k resources in total, a little bit more even. A lot of gold in the bank, a lot of food in the bank to produce hussars. He's housed on 200 population, Edie only on 140. And now the bomberkins are going to be able to take a few more plumed archers down. Actually, plumed archers doing a good job taking those bomberkins down, but at the same time the hussars that's just so many of them. They're taking so much good hits. And Eddie's losing so many military units again. He was on like 60 before, maybe 70 almost, but he's losing, and MbL is going to be able to reinforce so fast, so quickly. He's going to get a lot of hussars out whenever he's losing them, and he's taking full map control. Edie lost all of his forward on the right hand side. He's still got these buildings, but doesn't really matter. And Edie calling game here. Very strong defense from MbL. In my opinion, biggest mistake, not going for halberdiers against those hussars. That's what Edie needed to do. Add some trash, and he probably would have been able to win this game. But MbL managing to defend and then fighting back. Very nice game. I hope you enjoyed this one. 4 more games to come, and see you on the next one. GG.